Hello everyone. It's 9:22 p.m. My shirt, it came from Family Dollar. It says strong woman. Trying to fight to stay strong. And these shorts are biker shorts. I got both of these from Family Dollar. I thought the clothes would have been cheaper, but I think the shirt was $9 and the shorts were $6, or vice versa, or something like that. So the gang stalking network, they're stalking everything I do and trying to destroy and attack everything. So certain things I have to practice to remain tight-lipped and move in silence. I need to practice to do that because me having my obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, I feel the need to confess everything. I guess that's a symptom of OCD, and it results from narcissistic abuse and trauma. So this video, I want to talk about my homelessness experiences that I've suffered as a female single disabled. My experiences as a single homeless disabled female, black female targeted individual. So I'm thankfully glad to be off the streets by now, but they're making threats to make me back homeless again. They're making threats to make me back homeless again on the streets. So the experiences that I had was, me being single by myself, nearly 40 years old. Before the thing started, like around approximately March 2020, that thing that started that ruined the whole world. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't mention it, but ever since then, more like ever since June of 2020, that was when I started to have to beg. Like inflation happened, everything became more expensive, and that was when I started to have to beg and panhandle for my survival, being homeless and targeted. Back in 2019, I remember doing videos talking about why during my homeless situation and targeting, me being homeless and targeted and single disabled female, first of all, targeted or not, homeless shelters are full. They cost money. They are exploitative, money-hungry prison scam cults. And so a lot of people advise targeted individuals to stay away from shelters, even if shelters aren't full. But the shelters would be full. Shelters are not free. They cost money. They cost almost as much or about as much as paying rent for an apartment or a house or a place to live. But the problem is with the place to live, you have to they want three and a half times the rent. So that's one thing that's keeping people homeless if you get SSI, Social Security, or anything like that. So then, so imagine being single by yourself. They actually would commit the Truman Show kind of thing on me. If I'm homeless on the streets, no weather forecast of the rain, I fall asleep, homeless outside, and then they manipulate for them to have, they would have drones in the sky. They would have drones in the sky hovering around and hovering over and surveilling me. And then I doze off and fall asleep, and they just quickly create a cloud. Then it start pouring rain on me like crazy, raining cats and dogs. I get up and pack my stuff, and then I wake up out of my sleep with it pouring raining on me, and then they would have mainly men, but sometimes women, mainly men, that would be parked right near. Well, if you're homeless outside on the streets, out in the elements, no car, nothing. Um, yeah, I mean, if you find like an abandoned church or an abandoned bank, abandoned building to try to do your business or whatever, and they have gang stalkers who manipulate and control your bladder and your bodily functions, and they would have a man that would be parked there while it's pouring, raining, pretending that he's playing Pokemon. Come on, you're a 49-year-old man playing Pokemon, and you're there at the spot where you know that I go and do my business, like potty or whatever. And then by the time I get up and I have to go use run to the bathroom really bad with the forced urination, and sometimes they would cause me forced diarrhea, forced urination, and sometimes 4 or 5 times throughout the night with the forced diarrhea. And I know I would, at the time, it's like, I know I ain't sick. So then they will want to monitor and watch me, and sometimes they pretend like they're homeless. Like you might have a fake homeless when you know damn well they're rich and they have a lot of money, and they'll pretend to get their older model red car and sleeping bag, or they'll park their vehicle near where you're sleeping at, and then go somewhere else and leave. You don't know what surveillance equipment they might have. That you don't know what surveillance equipment they might have in that vehicle that they park overnight and then go abandon it for a couple of days. So when they Truman show you and make it rain on you, and you end up having to nearly sprain your ankle or break your neck trying to run to go pee, and run like a whole block or two away from where you sleep at, and then you gotta pee really bad, and then next thing you know, once you get up and pack all your stuff and you don't have any shelter overhead, then you end up the rain stops. They make the rain stop, and then you clean up, you take care of yourself, and there's a man watching, and then when you confront him, he'll lie and play it off and lie and say that he's playing Pokemon. Like, you're gonna park right by in advance before I get up. You sit there and lie, 49 years old, lying and saying that you're playing Pokemon, but it's like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I try to go back to sleep, and then they make it rain on me again, and then repeats the cycle, and they keep doing this over. And this doesn't happen every night, but I'm telling you what it's like for me what I had to deal with. Excuse me. So I only got 10 minutes. So then what else would happen was when it comes to, I cannot eat at homeless soup kitchens being targeted, because they would kick me out or ban me from the soup kitchens. You got to be forced to spend more money and eat out at hotels and stuff like that. Other targeted individuals, I heard that the gang stalkers will poison their food or poison them. But me, in my case, they would give me half serving of everything else and then charge me full price, and then try to help themselves to a tip that they were never invited to. Help themselves to tips, and then give you poor quality food on purpose, and then they ban you from forever if you ever expose or confront the gaslighting and the games that they play and everything like that. If you're trying to ask for help to stay in a hotel room, they falsely accuse you of being a scammer and a fraud, and even to stay out of hurricanes, bad weather, and everything. And then you get kicked out of hotels and everything.